exact place where he was crucified, but they can tell you, because development has knocked down a lot of things. But they can tell you. You see. The Garden of Gethsemane, where he went to pray before he was apprehended. You will see the olive trees there. So what he did was a reality. His crucifixion was a reality. And that he rose from the dead is also a reality, because the things are all put there for you to read and see, representing what he did. And the people doing it, they may be doing it, to be able to get tourists to come in. But they are telling the story of what happened, you see. And so Christianity is not just a religion, just like you have different religions depending on where you came from or your family, whatever they worshipped. And people think, well, God cannot destroy others. Well, go read the Bible and find out why he created a nation called Israel. He passed them through training. Just like Pastor was saying, until you are trained, you will not be able to understand what has happened. And God cannot trust you to send you. You see. See, when Jacob and his children, I don't want to get into those stories, because when I continue now, we will not live here. You see, but you see, when Israel was formed, God had a plan in making them a nation while they were in Egypt, in another person's nation. And he brought judgment to that nation when he took the children of Israel out of Egypt. You know the story of the Red Sea and all the signs that were created and all the things that happened. You see, he had a reason. And when he brought the children of Israel out into the promised land, he told them to wipe away certain nations as they moved. Like Jericho, you know the story of Jericho, how the huge walls were brought down. God fighting together with his people to bring down nations who will not recognize him, who will not serve him. God fought for Israel. He was the one fighting for them. Even though many of the kings were raised up to fight, people were appointed to fight. See, he picked men and women. You know of Deborah, you must have heard of that. He picked many judges to judge Israel. And finally, they requested for a king, and he gave them the first king, Saul. He misbehaved. God declared him out and fired him and appointed David. You see, God has been working with them. And then when they began to accumulate the gods of this earth unto themselves, what happened? God gave them up and turned his face away from them. See, even in the days of the prophet Samuel, before God, when God called him, he didn't understand who was calling him. He thought it was his boss, the high priest, that was calling him Eli. The Bible says because he had not understood the voice of God. He said because the voice of God was scarce in those days, which means you couldn't receive any prophecy from anywhere. God was no longer talking because God turned his face away. God created this world for a reason, not for it to last forever, the way it is going. You see, and we have looked through the timing. I know people have made mistakes through the years, but we have looked through the timing and the things happening now. And we know that the scriptures that tell us that there will be a sound of a trumpet. The first one will sound, and those who have died already and gone, and they were Christians, they will come back and pick up their body. You say, how would that happen? That is the mystery of the power of God. Doesn't matter where they are.